Hello YouTube, M Metal Piper here. Welcome to my review of Peterson's Perfect Plug, or 3P's. 3P's is a Virginia burley blend manufactured by STG in Denmark. Contains burley and Virginia tobacco in a plug with a fruity topping. It's available in these 50-gram tins. They're the size of 100-gram tins, but they only house a 50-gram plug. I guess maybe it could be a little bit too tall for the shorter 50-gram tins. Let's start with the smell of the blend. I initially get a dark chocolate sense from the plug. Yeah. After a bit, it smells like a sweet tobacco. Reminds me quite a lot of the smell of Aaronmore flake, and Peterson's Irish flake as well. This plug is dense. It takes some effort to prepare. I use a little leather tobacco mat. I got one of these little cutting boards for plugs. Prefer to have a specific plug for, or cutting board for plugs, since I'd rather not contaminate a food cutting board with tobacco or a tobacco cutting board with food and have any kind of cross-contamination between the two. Just use a little knife. I prefer to go for thinner slices and then rub them out. And since it's dense, this is takes a little bit of effort. I find pretty often I end up getting more like shavings rather than full flake. It can be tricky to try to get something that large, while also still trying to keep it thin. You could get a thicker flake out of it, probably without much difficulty. I guess it depends on the size and sharpness of the knife you're using. I use a smaller one for my tobacco, since it's just a lot easier to travel with if I'm not flying. If you're flying, there's no way you can get it with you unless you check a bag, at least in the United States. Such is life. So I end up with, several flakes. More like the regular sense of the word flake than what a tobacco flake typically looks like. Transfer that from the cutting board onto leather tobacco mat or whatever you use to put tobacco on so it doesn't get on a table or whatever. And I like to rub it out. Now this does feel a bit moist. Could possibly use some drying time. In my experience, it doesn't. It doesn't need it. It can use it just fine, but it doesn't need it. If you wanted to get going as soon as you finish cutting and breaking up the flakes, you can. This particular tin is brand new, after the new acquisition of Peterson's tobacco side by STG. There's a bit of a disruption in supply. This is after that got at least somewhat resolved. So it is, new, but so far the smell has been exactly as I remember it from prior to that brand purchase by STG, who they were the manufacturers way back when, but who knows what could have happened. Alright. Today I'm smoking this in my SMS Meerschaum Skater. Let's light her up and see how she tastes. It's good to have this again. I had I had finished my last 10 of this a good deal of time before I was able to get this now. It's been a while. While these newer stocks have not remained in stock for very long, I don't think this will become as hard to get as it currently is. So really hope that's true. Burley's the main part of the taste. It's a nuttiness with some citrus overtones, though the citrus is rather big. It's reminiscent of Peterson's Irish Flake, though milder. This is real nice. It's strong, but not overwhelming, and not flavored so heavily that it takes over. This is really an excellent tobacco, and I'm very, very happy to see that there wasn't... I didn't expect any changes since the manufacturer was the same, but it does seem the same to me. Until next time, let me know what you think of the blend, old or new, and I'll see you then.